What will you be remembered for? So for the few minutes that have been accorded and afforded to me, allow me to just to speak to you. And I look at you, you're very young people, meaning there's a lot ahead of you. But the most dangerous thing is that there may be a lot ahead of you and you may miss everything. Hallelujah. What am I saying? Everyone here has a dream, has a desire, has a plan. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll marry what I'm saying with my story. In the journey of life, you start like a small child, that the innocence of life is with you, is in you, the innocence of your desire and your plan. All of us have good desires. Like I used to tell my dad when I was a young man that I will get married at the age of 25. I remember I told that to my dad every time I had an opportunity. It was an innocent desire, isn't it? I am at my age right now, I am not married. Well, I was and I divorced. And I want to take you on a journey. Because if I don't take you on this journey, some of you, when you get a bump, you will think that is the end of life. My desire today is to make sure if there's any dream that was dying, that flicker of light must be ignited for you to pick up the dream and you go to the next level. Are we together? So then in the journey of life, I woke up one day with the innocence of life, just the way some of you have the innocence of life. Some of you have a nice plan. Some of you, I actually hope all of you have a vision board. If you have no vision board, your right leg is on a banana peel and your left leg is on a slippery floor, you will collapse. If you have no vision board, tonight you must have a vision board. Some of you are taking one step forward and 10 steps back because there's no vision board. So you're all over the place like Harry Maguire in a United defense. You are here, you are there, and then you end up conceding a goal. So one day, an innocent young boy gets molested by our house help. And she took my innocence away. You understand what I'm saying? So, but in my plan, there is no day I thought that I'll be molested. Are we together? I couldn't tell my father. I couldn't tell my mother. At that point, I was insecure. I was scared. Meaning then, I was scared to go ahead with my plan. So something changed. So then when I go to class 4, class 5, what happens to me? Because of the bump I got, the pothole I got, that interfered with the innocence of my journey and my plan of life, I decided to show the world that I will make you suffer. So what did I do? I was hurt by a woman, right? An older house help. I even see her face, but I forgave her. So what did I do? From class 5, I started sleeping around. Now, to make it worse, my father took me to a boarding school, Musagitao Primary School, in Kikuyu. I became the big kahuna. I'm getting some of this story. Remember, I am bitter. Are we together? Somebody hurt me. Some of you must release some bitterness today. Then I started sleeping around. Not forcefully. I used to be very handsome. Muluya. Then I go to Form 1. I started sleeping with 2 of my teachers. To other people, I was having fun. Inside, I was bitter, making people pay for the suffering I went through. So anything called a woman, and I say anything because now I objectified women. Then, God weaves my way to try and bring me back to the plan, and my father takes me to the United Kingdom to study. So, the positive side and force of life is trying to bring you back in line so that you go ahead with your journey. But bitterness is saying, even where you have been taken, I will take over and make people suffer. Now you can imagine taking a black man to the United Kingdom. You know what I'm talking about. Now, get to the UK. I'm studying, sleeping around. Studying, sleeping around. Sleeping around, sleeping around, studying. Sleep, 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 study. Sleep, 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 study. You understand what I'm saying? I got tired. I said, now I have made every woman pay. So I said, now let me pay for women to dance for me. I went to strip clubs. Some people think you are smoking, you are drinking, you are clubbing too much. If only they knew that you are dealing with some things on the inside. It's not that you are a bad person. They just don't know when you're in class 3, somebody hurt you. They are judging you based on what they see now. And because of that, when I got to a place, and I want now you to understand what will happen when you now decide to go into the place of healing, because some of you, actually you're all so young that you cannot stay in this stage of bitterness for so long, because one day you will look back and regret and say, I wish I had changed or had faced myself 20 years ago, I would have been so far today. Are we together so far? So then what happens is I decide, okay, fine, I am done with this nonsense. And I hope some of you look at yourself in the mirror tonight. Because I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I'm done. Then when I said I'm done, emptiness now came in. Now this is why you have to be very careful. When I got empty, I didn't know what else to fill that with. What did I decide to do? My first suicidal attempt. When I say first, I've tried 3. Are we together? That is why, as Robert Burale Wanguria, I never, ever judge anybody. You do not know what somebody is dealing with. Now, how do you feel yourselves? At that point now, hear me, some of you have not moved because of unforgiveness. The day I decided to forgive, this is what I did. I closed my eyes, remembered what that lady did to me, almost like playing it back in a movie. Went through the emotions of fear, anger, bitterness, all over again. It's like it's happening now. And then I said, now I release you. Ile hasira niko nayo saini, it's just an annoying thing. But it never holds me back again. Are we together so far? Are we together so far? But remember, bitterness takes you away from your journey. I'm seeing very many young people. My journey got stuck when I was your age, most of you. That's when I couldn't move. And I was mark timing for 20 years. But when you forgive yourself and you put your eye on the prize, you will not allow anybody to kill you. If we were to be killed by people's words, some of us would be dead by now. I was at a function yesterday. We were being taught about finances. And the coach said, go to your M-Pesa. Just calculate your transaction fee. And you'll realize for 1 year, your transaction fee would have put down a deposit for a plot in Kitengela. Which is true, because he gave us the mathematics. A low man says, we don't care. And we all laughed. But it was like a confidence. You understand what I'm saying? And then he says, take your calculator, write your salary. The same guy says, the screen is too small. As in, there are so many zeros. You get me? So if you want that kind of confidence, just think of a Luo man. A joker says they don't fail exams, they disagree with the examiner. Meaning, it's about them. You get my point? You will live long. I want you to get to that place. Because you are young people. Even if you are old like me, let me tell you, as long as you are still alive, you still have a reason to do what? To do something big. Even when you go to the Bible, Abraham at the age of 99, he was strong enough to have a child. At the age of 75 is when God told him, leave Haran, go to a land I will show you. Meaning his dream started at 75. You are 28, you have no husband, you think the devil is a liar. You feel life has come. 28, young lady, take your time. You go on national TV, we are telling you young people, we are preparing you for the world, for the palace. And then on national TV, they are inviting a guy on prime time because he came up with the language Lombotov. And then we are telling you, we have prepared you for the world. That level of mediocrity must end. But why are we perambulating in mediocrity? Because we are bitter people walking around Nairobi. Like this, looking for you to insult on Facebook. Some people wake up to see who is being attacked. And then you also attack. Ngombe hii, ngombe, ngombe. Even there's a song that trended, ngombe ni ngombe too, and we are trending it. How can such a song trend? It tells you about our mindset. Why can't we have a business seminar? Why can't we have this trending? Why? But you watch a celebrity walks naked on Instagram. You'll even be here sharing. You go to your group, umeona hiyo video. Ama kama ujaona unaambia mtu, ebu nitumie. But when I healed, and some of you need to heal today, young people, your whole life is ahead of you. Some of you are CEOs. Some of you are top corporate honchos. You are just not manifesting because of a few things. Some of you must leave some of their friends. Even you young ladies, there's a man who will call you tonight, talking in a bass. On Sunday, he's in soprano choir. But on Friday night, I'm a Thursday kwa bass. Hello, baby. Oh my goodness, John Day has called me. Oh, and then you're getting excited. They get you pregnant, they move on. You have taken 2 years out of your life. Your parents are praying for you to have a long life. You're in your boyfriend's house. Kill me, kill me, kill me. Even you, young man, you are there disturbing people's daughters. Pa, who's your daddy? Find out how your father is doing in the village. And you are replying, Papi, Papi, my food. Check on your father in the village and make sure before he dies, he leaves a blessing for you. Eat me like Indomie. Step on me, I'm your road. Use me like airtime. Stop that nonsense. Some of you want tonight, you look at yourself in the mirror and forgive whoever you need to forgive. Then make sure you also forgive yourself. Because I was bitter with myself for allowing somebody to hurt me. Yet I should not have been bitter with myself. Somebody just took advantage of me. You have to forgive yourself. For now, you go to what I call the rebirth. The rebirth is the new you. Some of you must become new tonight. You are worrying about people who, when you die, will not care about you. By the way, when they bury you, they say after 7 minutes of your body being interred, people start forgetting you. The only people who remember you are your immediate family, and it's for 2 years. After 2 years, they'll not forget you, but you start becoming a distant memory. Otherwise, you die because of people. Because you are bitter. You are not forgiving people. They will bury you if you're from Murang'a, and they are not coming to bury you. They are coming to know which is the best Nyamachoma place after they bury you.
My question is you spoke a lot about your challenges, but you didn't highlight maybe, was there a specific instance where that stood out for you, or a spark that made you, turn your life around?
Right. What happened is that one day, I woke up feeling so empty. I drove from Kitusuru to town. I parked my car at the Total Bonjour shop on near Hallingham. I was feeling very empty, and I knew that was God, because how we have been created, there is a part in our system that only God can feel. So that was the day that I felt so empty. And I went into the shop, bought apple juice, Afia, never forgotten. Got back into my car. I was listening to a secular station. When I put on my car, the frequencies are jammed. It went to Hope FM. When it went to Hope FM, a lady called Connie Miner was being interviewed. I remembered her voice. She had lost her husband. The in-laws were blaming her for killing her husband. I listened to the whole thing. After the show, I called her. She was working with the National Museums. I called her. I said, "Can I see you?" And I went to her office, and I told her what I'm feeling. She told me, if you don't get help today, you can be suicidal. She called Pastor Edward Ngaira Sitam, who was interviewing her at that time. And Pastor Edward Ngaira told me, come and see me after you leave the National Museums. And he says, when you come here, call me. I went from the National Museum to Sitam Valley Road, and I called him, I told him, I am here. He says, wait for me, I'm coming out. And then he called me after 5 minutes, where are you? I said, I'm sitting outside Hope FM studios. And he says, no, I'm sorry, that's where the interview was, but I sit at Sitam Gong. And then he said to me, see me tomorrow. It was on a Thursday. These were my words. Sir, I don't think I have until tomorrow. And he says, come and see me now. And I sat with him until after midnight, and Pastor Edward Ngaira led me to Christ. And that is the day my life changed. So the emptiness I felt. And the emptiness I felt because I had done everything. But there's one thing I had not done. Embrace the love of God. It doesn't mean that when I gave my life to Christ, I became perfect all of a sudden. Up to this day, Virgil, I am a work in progress. And that's why I never judge anybody. We are all in this journey together. I will fall today, I will rise up tomorrow. You will fall tomorrow, I will tell you how I rose up. And I hold your hand and I rise you up. That's the only thing you have to know. I come from a family where people die. Okay, I know everybody dies. But people die not out of old age. My father and all his brothers died, all at the prime of their lives. And before they died, they all divorced. The two sisters are still alive, but the brothers to the sisters are dead. So there was a thing about the men. So when you come to my father's house, my big brother did not divorce, but died. My big sister did not divorce, but died. My other sister is alive, but divorced. I am alive, but divorced. My immediate follower was not married, but died. My last-born brother is alive, but has gone through divorce. When men get to 40, they die. All right? When I turned 40, I never left my house. In case I also die. I didn't even eat in case I diarrhea to death. That pattern put fear in me until I dealt with it. So some of you who make fun of me that I'm divorced, you don't know the battles I'm facing. That's why never enter into somebody's battle, because you don't know how many times I'm on my knees in tears saying, God, fight for me this battle. May I be the last one to ever go through this, and my daughter will never go through. Then you come, because of your 3.5 followers, you want to insult me, you are entering into a battle that I have brought God in it. Kita kuramba.
Thank you. A big round of applause to Robert Burale.